Now then, and welcome back to another episode on the Reborn server. Today I've been messing about with Modpack Botania again, doing some bits and pieces over here. I've added some more power supply because this runs out so quickly, because these run out so quickly. I can automate crafting these and automate crafting these now with this, which is perfect. It's awesome. Yeah, it's great. I think I could possibly do the sun ones as well. What's the Botania ones? The flowers that do the sun. Okay. Nightingale, was it? Something like that? I should have been more prepared for that particular statement, shouldn't I? I should have been more prepared for that particular statement. But there are, yes, plenty of other generating flora. Has it stopped generating from sunlight now? Is that a thing? It's gone? Generating from sunlight is gone? Generating from sunlight and darkness is gone? Oh, balancing. Oh, some of these flowers, they never die. These flowers, hydrangeas, they die constantly. The power of the flower and having the mana, the water being sucked in and turned into mana and put through there and into here, causes them to turn into sticks. Yes. And these, they suck up the energy of coal and burn it through into here and then turn it into mana, and they live forever. Yeah, they live forever. These, water into mana, they die. These, coal into mana, they live forever. Yep, it's a thing. It's possibly because this is very passive. It doesn't require anything else. You can passively do this, and this requires you to at least give it something that you have to generate somewhere else, such as coal or charcoal or whatever. So it's a balancing act for it. Doesn't make any sense, really, that those two flowers act so differently. But I suppose that's Botania for you. Doesn't always have to make sense because it's a magic mod, and magic mods don't need to make sense. Right, so today we're going to be messing around with the runic altar, and I've already figured out a couple of things with the runic altar that I hadn't thought about before, didn't know about before. I was wondering how we were going to get the runic altar to be hit by a wand. Now the wand hits it and turns the rock, the living rock, into the rune at the end of the crafting recipe, but you've got to right click it. Now in order to do that, we can do a dispenser from vanilla dispenser, which is always in the game no matter what mod pack you use. So we can have that set up there with a little bit of this, and we can have that set to that with just one piece of sand. Would be very quick. Boom. Right, and every time it turns, it will try and hit that. Well, it'll trigger the dispenser every chance it can. Now, I think this needs to be underneath it. It needs to be on a different side of it. So I've got to come up with a nice looking design for it all. Also, I've got to have mana coming to it, which is another issue. So I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to have like mana batteries and stuff in this area, and how I'm going to generate loads of mana and also have all the crafting sorted out. So as this is a crafting, right? As this is a crafting, I do feel like I should have it on this side, so that all the auto crafting stuff for the basic materials of Botania is all kind of in a row here, or on the side here in this general area. So we're auto crafting in the first section of, in a very similar way to how we're auto crafting all the basics of applied energistics in this section here. And we can be auto-crafting the basics of our farms and stuff in this section here. I want to auto-craft the basics in this section here. So I'm still coming up with the idea of that, and how it's actually going to function, we're going to have to work on over the course of the series. I think I need another one of these petal apothecaries as well on here, because there are a few more like patterns, I should say. There's a few more patterns, crafting recipes that I'm going to need during the course of this playthrough. I'm going to run out of auto crafting patterns. I do only want to have to craft them one at a time though. That's fine, even though I normally need these 4 at a time. This is the only thing that I really need 4 at a time. Everything else I kind of just do 1 at a time, and it's fine. And it works like that, that's okay. So, apart from those, which I need to have a few at a time, yeah. But we want to do the runes 1 at a time. So I'm trying to figure out now where we're going to start with this. So I think if I put that there with my dispenser on the top of it. Let's go up another one. Put my dispenser on the top of it. Can I put my dispenser on the top of it? Will it not let me? Okay, so I'm going to have to do it this way around. Put the dispenser on the top there. The runic altar on the top of that. Like so. And then get rid of this one. And put it underneath there. And then put some sand in it. So now that should work as expected. Okay, so it should, when it flicks after 16 sand seconds, it will send a little pub of, I tried to use the wand. Maybe. Okay, well it was working before. I'm pretty sure it works. We'll have to test it out with something, won't we? Let's get a rune. Let's have a look at what the runes are that we need. Let's have a rune. Rune, not ruin. The simple one, rune of water, fishing rod, magnum power, yeah, that one. Fire, yeah, and earth. Earth and air. Air's probably the easiest one for me if I had feathers again. Chicken farm. I'm going to need a chicken farm. I'm going to need to get a netherwort farm and some creepers and nether bricks. And so probably this one's going to be the easiest. Fishing rod, some sugarcane, and bone meal. Let's see what we got. Fishing rod. We can quickly make a fishing rod. Or can we? Okay. My sticks have all been going into a particular crafting. I've been having it on auto crafting. No CPUs available. What, are they all trying to do plants? Oh, I hope not. Hope this is registering that gets the materials back afterwards. Okay, let me check this. Oh, also, look, nice new room. Well, at least I laid the carpet for this room. This room got backlogged a little bit. It's now filtering through the backlog, but it got to the point where there was over 512 pigment in some of these, so I've put void upgrades on them, and then I started messing around with the room a little bit and just made it look nice. Made it look nice, put some carpet down, a little bit of everything, a little multicoloured room, carpet room. It is the dye factory after all, so it's pretty cool. It's getting round to doing all these little odd jobs as we go through the series. I do think that I've probably got those flowers that I was crafting earlier stuck in the crafting system. Yes. So, there's one. There's t'other. Is it just those two? No, I've got many as well. So every time I crafted one, it got stuck somehow. So it doesn't recognise them being picked back up again. Now, charcoal's being auto-produced, that's what this is doing. And also my sticks would be auto-producing as well. I've got a couple of extra things going on in the farm now. So, AE2 is currently running automation in my base. This is the place. This is my new little tinkering workshop area. I've got the table from Architecture Craft. I've got a table for the drawers if I wanted to make more drawers. I've got little part chests and part cast chest, pattern chest, and the like, and all the things I need to make little tinker's tools. I just thought it would look nice. Rather than anything else, I just thought it would look nice. And then I opened it up to the sky a bit because it was a bit claustrophobic in here. So I thought I would do some beams of wood and maybe build another structure in the dome above it somewhere. But now we've got all of this working, and we've got sticks being auto-crafted and put into there, and then acacia wood being put into there. Anytime there's a demand for charcoal, and this is dealing with all of my wood cutting needs now, auto-crafting, whenever I'm auto-crafting that. And this should be outputting charcoal. So it will auto-craft charcoal to export into this area here. and that then can be used over in the Botania area a bit later on. So we're getting there. We're getting there. I think I'll probably use other ways of getting charcoal over there, such as the AE system, and auto-craft it into a place. But for right now, that's that done. So I've still got to contend with that potential crafting issue. That the doors will not let me through. The potential crafting issue that these will get stuck in a crafting mode when it doesn't receive any back into the system. That could be a problem, could be an issue, and it could be a problem with Applied Logistics, or it could be a problem that I've set up myself that I don't necessarily understand what I've done wrong yet. So let's do it again. The Hydrangea has just been crafted and sorted, and in here on this side it is still sitting there, crafting status, crafting. So I've got a big issue now with that. That's going to be a problem. That when I craft anything, I need to remove it from that system there. Does it happen with the same with the other stuff? The Bellathorn, I don't actually need the Bellathorn again. If I craft one, red, cyan, one of those redstone roots and so on, yeah. If I craft it and I get it, it should arrive back there, yeah. So I got the actual crafting recipe back, and is it or is it not still waiting for it? It's gone, you see, it's gone. It's gone, I tell you, it's gone. It's not looking for it. That's how it's supposed to work. What is it with hydrangeas? Alright, so I'll have to worry about that with hydrangeas in particular. But it looks like it's a selective problem. So I would call that a bug. If I was you, I would call that a bug. Put that down to a bugginess of the hydrangeas not registering in here as being crafted. It's not registering that as that either. It's not. Normally you'd get those on top of them. So when you put it in the system, it covers the craft. Whereas here, it's not. So there is something going on here. Maybe it's something to do with my crafting recipe that I've put in there that's not the same output. Maybe that's the problem. It's not the same output, but I am getting the same item. Maybe the tags... Oh, there's 2 tags on that. There's no tags on that. Ah, maybe because I'd used that one. I see now. I see now where all the problems are. Let's take this out. Right, let's take that out. Can we refocus this? We can't, can we? So, let us take that. It was 2 cyan, 2 blue, and a seeds. Let's reprocess this one. Put that in there. 2 cyan, 2 blue, and a seed. I'd used the hydrangea that I had started out with. I'd used it already. So it had a different tag to the one that I was trying to create. So this only has 1 NBT tag, right? Whereas the others did not. Right, so let's put that back in. It's fortunate that we've got all of this set up over here so I can do the same thing over and over again. Let's put that in there. Right. Now, if I craft that seed at Botania. Yes, let's get a seed at Botania. Now, when I take those out, yeah, it's looking at the same thing now. So, let's generate one of those. And it should put it in there. Yes. And not have anything left in the AE system. Yes, NBT data. That was the problem. I had an issue with the NBT data. If in doubt, think about it. Figure it out. Yes. Wow. Okay, well, we've got that sorted. And I don't think I needed to put that hopper in place over here the way I've done it. But, well, I've done it now, so let's check it out. The other thing I was going to do... Oh, yeah, I was going to make a fishing rod. I was going to make a fishing rod for this, wasn't I? Yeah. So, I don't think that hopper and this is necessary. I think it was just that NBT data that I had to worry about. So, I'm going to change that again. And can I bring the hopper down? Where? There's my hopper hook. Okay, put my hopper hook back there. So it'll still do all the same process again, but without the hopper as an extra feature in there. Alright, that's good. And we get rid of that. Okay, so now, sticks. I was showing you around the whole world to see what I've been doing. And just wanted to make a fishing rod, didn't I? Just wanted to make a fishing rod. One fishing rod. Okay. So, what was it? This Botania rune. We want water rune, so that, sugarcane, bone meal, mana steel, mana powder. Mana steel. We want any mana powder, which means we can use redstone powder to make mana powder. And then we're going to need some bone meal. Do I have any bone meal? I do have a little bit left. I've been using a lot of bone meal. And that was it, wasn't it? So let's go and see if I've got enough mana generated now to change this. Yes, I do. Okay. So we're going to have the bone meal in there, the mana powder in there, the mana in there, and the fishing rod in there. And then we just need the final piece. Sugarcane, and then a bit of this. I've probably got some of that already in here. So we want living wood, or no, living rock. We want a piece of living rock, and we want a piece of sugarcane. Okay, so the sugarcane goes on. Yeah. Now it hasn't got any mana whatsoever, so that's the next stage to do. Put some mana into it, but it should be trying to click this Wander the Forest every time it gets a chance. Okay, so I'll just borrow my Wander the Frost back for a bit, and we'll set up a mana spreader here that is setting that to that. Right, so that's going to that. Good, good. We will set a mana spreader up from here. We'll set it up on top of there. And we'll set another one up on here. We'll set that to go to that. And we'll set this one to go to that. There we go. So now we should see the bursts of energy coming this way, going that way, and then into there. And slowly but surely that will begin its process. Yes, slowly but surely that begins its process. And then if we throw the rock on the top, it will keep trying to change it. So we'll do that quickly while we're waiting. Let's just get some sand. And I will build this up a little bit. Okay, and we'll throw one of those on the top. Okay. And we'll put this in there. Okay, so that should, in theory, craft it. Now, putting the items into there in the first place is my next stage. And I think that I could possibly use a dispenser to dispense items into there. Trigger. Click, 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 click. Put items in, put items in, put items in. Potentially using an hourglass with a lower cycle to make it happen. And then have the same click, click, click at the bottom underneath. I would also like to be able to turn this hourglass off, because every time the hourglass turns, that is some kind of process that the computer is doing, that the server's doing. And we should see this happen right now. But if it's doing it all the time, even though I'm not using it, then that's a waste of server resources. And click. There we go, look. Yay. And pick them up. Okay, now I know that these runes get used for something else again, you see. So you could put these runes back on. Yeah. But I don't want to. Let's make some steps. I don't want to. I want to be able to maybe drop them on. Yeah, you drop it on and it does it. Yeah. When it's crafted, created, I don't know if it does or not. There's a thing. So we'll see about that as well. So I've got to do a little bit more work and a little bit more research. I know now that this stage works, and I want to be away from this hopper hock as well. That's another thing. That hopper hock now is spoiling any processing here, so I need to make sure that these sort of things have a good space. I may even need to put this in this area down over this side, where I can isolate it inside its own area where the hopper hock's range is. So we need to figure out where the hopper hock range is and work on it. Okay, so here's the tester. So 1, definitely within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I took that one. Let's take that one back. There we go. Hey, back it in. Alright. Doesn't look like it's getting those. Doesn't look like it's getting those. So from what I can see, it's 6. It's a range of 6 out from it. Now, is that the one there? So if I do one on there, is it going to take it? Doesn't appear to. Okay, so then that one there, it will. Yes? No? Maybe? Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it doesn't take it at that level, but it will take it at that level down there. Yeah, it will take it from that level down there. And let's go here. Yeah, it will take it from this level up here as well, won't it? I was expecting it to go out like 6 there as well. But I guess it's a cube around it. 6 out in all directions. Yeah. Okay. So it's a 6 by 6 by 6. So that means it's going to be 6 out from there. It's going to be 6 out from there. So it's going to be 13 in all directions. That one of these little things can pick up stuff. Which is my main consideration now, using those as the items here. Okay, that space consuming hopper hock is not all it's cracked up to be. So I've got another idea for it, right? Using the item frames even. You can set this to pick up only items in frames. I think you can just about see that. Pick up only items in frames. Pick up only items not in frames. Pick up any items. So if I set it to pick up items in frames, right, and put 4 frames. Now imagine this is an interface from the AE system. So the AE system interface has 4 runes selected for each interface. So I would go with the 4 runes of the elements: water, fire, earth, and air on the first one, and only allow it to pick up things that are in there. So it would pick that up when it's been crafted, yeah, and go into the correct inventory, yeah, to then cycle through and say, you asked for it, we've done it, now you can do it, do that. And the piping can come out of the top and into an open crate in a similar way to how this lot works. It would mean that a hopper hock up here would have to have well, at least 3, I guess 3 item frames on here per one of these sections to make sure that the hopper hock only collects in those particular flowers. So in here we would have like let's say these 3 crafting recipes, and that would work. Or if I added a 4th one, then that would have to be another thing. I'd have one on the top or something like that. But the only way to do this is actually that way round, which is a pain. So I'd have to have multiple setups, which at the end of the day, I'm not using this side of the setup. I'm not using it in a 5x5. I'm only actually really using a 2x3 area for this setup, just for the redstone and the cables, so that could work. A 2x3 setup with 3 frames for every 3 groupings of these that I need. And over here, a much smaller setup, because I technically only need to have a runic altar and a dispenser set up, don't I? So the dispenser is to click constantly, and the runic altar is to make them constantly. And I can have a box on the top of this. Can I place a box on top of this? I would place a open crate on the top of that and just pull items out of this inventory into that inventory to drop them down onto there. Constantly crafting there, and when it's crafted, this hopper hock will pull in the runes that it's created. So that's a fairly tight little area as well. So it's just a case now of coming up with a tiling method to make it look good. Well, even though I'm having so much fun getting on with this, I do need to stop for the day. So, I thought I'd just show you what I'd got up to so far. The redesign, slightly different, working out slightly different. So I've got a corridor that's going to look fairly equal on each side, with recesses on this side. And that would be a recess of 3, like so. Parrot and bed and all that kind of stuff needs moving, so we need to change these blocks around a little bit. And where that one goes would change across slightly, and so on and so on and so on. So we've got a upright with a 3 wide gap, and an upright and a 3 wide gap, and an upright, and then there's quite a few, and then an upright. Now, it was so that I could see into this setup that we've just been talking about. Having all of the frames showing, so I know what's being made in each little pot. Having it all glassed in so that my magnet doesn't pull anything out from in there. The hopper hock magically picks it up and puts it in the inventory, whereas my magnet tries to pull it towards me. And if I've got it surrounded by this mana glass, which gives it a nice little glow as well, it doesn't have anywhere it can go, so it goes into the apothecary. Yeah, so that's pretty good as well. It also means that the empty buckets don't fly into my inventory, and the completed flowers do not fly into my inventory. All of these are set up again now, so we've got interfaces with 2 flowers there, that one and that one. And so the hopper hocks behind them will only take in those things that I've asked them to. So they've got buckets on the back there, so you can see that they are supposed to be taking buckets in, or empty buckets in, should I say. So they'll only take empty buckets and whatever flowers are being produced. So at this point, I've got 3, 6, 9 production plants, or flowers. 9 production flowers. Now, because I'm not going to need that many flowers all the time, I've also set myself up a little setup over here where I can manually do the runic altar and manually do the apothecary. So this is going to still have the same loop. Once I've connected it up down there, I'm still going to have the same loop going through where it refills with water automatically, but I can do my own creation of recipes in this little section. So it's kind of like a manual area. So I've got access to the internet. I've got access to the AE system, and then I've got access to come in here and do manual work. I might get rid of that bit of glass that's in the front there. This glass is pretty cool. I really like it. Yeah, let's get rid of that in there. And then I can access into here any way I want to get these things done, and it's not auto crafting. Yes, I know. But the principle of doing all of the auto crafting requires me to have a manual crafting space to do it. And in order to get the manual crafting space, I needed to get that all set up and looking lovely. And yeah, I think the design is looking much better as well. So these great big open windowed sides with a slight haze to them allows me to see inside all of the stuff that's going on, and it looks high tech. It looks technologically advanced, whereas in actual fact there's a lot of magic going on there. This room then looks a bit dull in comparison though, doesn't it? So maybe there is something I need to do. Maybe I need to have a certain amount of these just to keep that glow around the place. And maybe have it so that there's a door in each, just so I can get in to each one. And this door will allow me to get in and get around the back here if I need to. That does look better like that though. Yeah, that's better like that. I'll probably leave it like that. That's probably why I put it in the first place, and then I just spent a minute talking about it and taking that one out. But yeah, that's the way it's going to be, the manual crafting area. And then once I've crafted each of the ruins manually, then I'd be able to make an auto crafting setup, probably along this section here. I think we discovered that it was a few wide, so if I stick to that same principle, I might be able to get it going on within this kind of area and have 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe have one altar, one altar in each section like that. And so I would have the elements. I think there's 4 runes altogether. Rune. Yes, we've got 4 elements, we've got 4 seasons, and then we've got 8 of others. So I'm actually going to need 4 of these setups. So I'm going to need to figure out where they're going to fit nicely. But that is all we've got time for in today's episode, folks. Thank you very, very much for watching. I will see you in the next episode very soon. Don't forget to check out the links in the description and click them all and do all the subscribing and notification bells and all that kind of stuff that you do on YouTube these days. Thank you very much. I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.